All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to do a high-energy 3-minute sprint through an absolute pillar of American literature, Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. We're going to break down the story, unpack the themes, and look at exactly why this novel still completely captivates generations of readers. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. 40 million. That is how many copies have been sold worldwide since July of 1960. And there's a really fun fact behind this. Harper Lee actually wrote this masterpiece after her friends gifted her a year's wages so she could literally just focus on writing. And man, it absolutely paid off. The book just dominated shelves, it secured the 1961 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, and quickly became a global classroom staple. So let's talk about why its legacy is so monumental. Setting the scene. The story drops us right into the fictional Southern Gothic town of Macomb, Alabama. We're deep in the Great Depression here. And the brilliant part is that we experience this incredibly heavy, complex world through the innocent yet fiercely observant eyes of a 6-year-old girl, Jean-Louise Scout Finch. Now, right at the heart of the story is the Finch family. You've got our outspoken narrator, Scout. Then there's her older brother, Jem, who honestly is forced to grow up way too fast. And of course, their widowed father, Atticus Finch. Atticus is a highly respected lawyer, but more importantly, he's the unwavering moral center of the book. He's quietly teaching his kids about empathy in a society that drastically lacks it. And this brilliantly illustrates one of the most powerful elements of the book, how it contrasts two deeply misunderstood figures. First, you have Arthur Boo Radley, a reclusive neighbor that the kids view as this spooky, imaginary monster. But then, contrast him with Tom Robinson. He's a hardworking, respectful black man who becomes the tragic victim of very real, systemic racism. It's this powerful juxtaposition of imaginary childhood fears versus devastating adult prejudice. So the central conflict really erupts when a white woman falsely accuses Tom Robinson of assault. What follows is a gripping courtroom drama where Atticus completely, logically dismantles the prosecution's story. Yet, despite undeniable, crystal-clear proof of Tom's innocence, an all-white jury still convicts him. It's a stark, truly unforgettable look at justice, completely corrupted by racism. The fallout from this trial is just devastating. Tom attempts to escape and is tragically killed. Then, seeking revenge because he was humiliated in court, his accuser's father violently attacks Scout and Jem in the dark. But then we hit this shocking climax where the feared neighbor, Boo Radley, actually emerges from the shadows to save the children in self-defense. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the title itself. Why To Kill a Mockingbird? Well, it's deeply symbolic. The mockingbird represents innocence. It's a creature that just sings, harms no one, and yet suffers from human cruelty. It perfectly captures the tragic innocence of both Tom and Boo. Which brings us to the book's absolute defining lesson. Courage means standing for what is right, even when success is highly unlikely. By defending Tom against impossible odds and intense community backlash, Atticus embodies what is arguably one of literature's most profound lessons on moral courage. Let's move to and see how this builds a broader picture of the novel's impact. Looking at the book critically, Lee's storytelling is undeniably phenomenal. She perfectly balances humor with these timeless moral lessons. But, it's not without its flaws. The early chapters can feel a little slow pacing-wise, and modern critics make a very valid point that the novel centers heavily on the white perspective, rather than the lived experiences of its black characters. So, who is this book really for? Well, if you're a fan of historical fiction, or gripping courtroom dramas, or even coming-of-age narratives that tackle massive social justice themes head-on, this character-driven story is absolutely essential reading, for sure. So the crucial point is our final verdict, right? It's a definitive 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, decades after its publication, it still remains this masterpiece of American fiction that challenges all of us to look beyond appearances and to always, always value compassion above prejudice. Before we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to chew on. How do the themes of justice, prejudice, and empathy that we see in Macomb still reflect the challenges in our own society today? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this incredible story, and definitely keep seeking out the deeper lessons in whatever you decide to read next.